on or about the 24th day of March 2022 in violation of the personal liberty of Janae Newell, did unlawfully confine said person without legal authority. Count 3, prohibition on nude or sexually explicit electronic transmissions. The grand jurors of
I need.
A while. And very few.
Anything about what you do know about that would affect your ability to be fair?
No.
I believe that's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Good day, sir. Really quick, just one question. Do you know someone that was in an abusive relationship?
Yes, my wife, in a relationship one or two prior to us getting together, she was in a physically and emotionally abusive relationship in that one.
Okay. All right. Anything about that that you think would impact your ability to be fair and impartial in this case? Okay, thanks, sir.
All right, 14.
All right. Good afternoon. You indicated that you work as a counselor.
Yes.
And have you worked in education as a counselor your entire career, or were you ever in any sort of other practice?
So I've been a school counselor for 11 years,
Okay.
and prior to that, I was in private practice and then working with different counties. I did court order groups. I facilitated those.
Okay. And what do you enjoy looking into on social media?
I guess everything, cooking, my stuff for my children, anything related to counseling, psychology, and just news and so forth.
I believe this says that you had some sort of training in the legal field. Or,
My undergrad was in sociology with a concentration in criminology.
okay. And you knew somebody who was treated unfairly by police or prosecutors?
Yes,
What was that, or what is that person's relationship to you?
it was my client.
Client? And was that recently or a long time ago?
It was 12 plus years ago.
Do you know if it was here in DeKalb County or somewhere
It's
else?
not.
Do you think that what you know about that situation, would it affect your ability to be fair to both sides in this case?
It will not affect me.
And then you indicated that you knew someone who, yourself or someone you know, had been a victim of sexual assault.
Yes,
Is that something that you're comfortable talking about now or prior?
yes, I'm fine talking about it. It was a friend in college.
Okay. And did that friend disclose the assault immediately or was it delayed?
Like,
And is that something that, do you think that what you know about that situation would affect your ability to be fair in this case?
no.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
Mr. Booker?
Thank you, Judge. I just wanted to ask a couple questions. You mentioned that you were with court order groups. Were there people that were on probation and you were, essentially,
It was, yes, it was mostly drug and alcohol offenses.
okay, so they would do an alcohol drug evaluation and you would give them further treatment?
Correct.
Okay. And then as far as a counselor, you worked in, high school population, middle school population?
As a school counselor, I work in elementary, I have 4th, 5th, and 6th grade.
All right, and do you have any specific training regarding, people, that are victims of sexual assault as a counselor?
We have a mandated thing that we do every year as a part of Georgia to make sure our teachers and everyone, our staff is trained on
To recognize
recognizing.
Okay, and report?
Yes,
Okay, all right. And then a question was asked about having prior knowledge of this case based on the indictment or the names mentioned. I think you answered in the affirmative without telling us exactly, do you believe you have some prior knowledge of this case?
yes,
Okay. Do you feel like the prior knowledge that you have, would it impact your ability to be fair and impartial?
no,
Do you feel like as of now, your mind is equally divided between the defendant and the state?
yes,
Okay. And will you rely on the information that you learned from the evidence that the judge allows in this case to make your decision in the case?
yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I think we're gonna go ahead and break for lunch now. It's about almost 20 after 12. I would like jurors 3, 4, 5, 6, and 11 to hang tight, and we're gonna follow up with you while the rest of the folks go to lunch. And okay, if we're trying to keep observers, deputies, I need to see the jurors. I'm talking to them, please. Thank you. If you need to use the restroom or anything, I'd ask that you just go to another floor. We're trying to keep prospective jurors separate from folks who might be observing or witnesses in the case or anything like that. And very important instructions. Do not research anything about this case. Don't Google anything. Don't try to look anybody up. Don't talk about it with anybody, even any of the other jurors. If you need to call the office and let them know what you're doing, do not discuss it with them. If we find out somebody has violated these instructions, you will be subject to penalties for contempt of court. If anybody tries to talk to you about this case, you let me know immediately. Let me know their identifying information, what they look like, what they might be wearing, so we can investigate. It is very important that you not discuss this with anyone. Let's see, we're gonna follow up with them, then we need to take a lunch. So be back at 1:30 for us to resume. And also, juror co-certified, juror 16, you are excused because you are not legally able to sit on a criminal jury as a certified officer. Okay, so you are free to go. Everybody else be back at 1:30. Yes, juror number 1. Do you have an issue with timing?
Yeah, I just have a question.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
And who is that person? All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Booker?
All right, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
All right, you work as a Contractor, you're a general contractor, what kind of construction do you do?
We do sidewalk for county,
For the county?
yes,
For the Cobb County?
in the Cap and the state of Atlanta,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, is that your own business?
yes.
Do you supervise others there? Do you have employees?
I'm not the owner of the company, I work there,
Oh, okay.
yeah, I work there,
Okay. And you've been working for the same company for about 20 years?
20 years, yes.
All right. Yeah, you didn't answer much in the way of questions. Is there any reason that you can think of that would make you not fair and impartial for this case?
No, sir.
You think you can be fair and impartial?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Juror 24.
Juror number 24, do you currently work outside the home?
No.
Okay. Have you previously worked outside the home?
Years ago, yes.
Okay. What kind of work did you do?
I worked at a hospital in the nutrition department downtown.
And how long did you work at the hospital?
When I left, it was like 22 years. No, 23, I'm sorry.
And you also spend some time on social media?
No,
No?
basically, no. I get all my information on the news, TV.
And on your questionnaire, it looks like you answered that you have been the victim of some sort of home break-in or robbery.
Yeah, in the community that I'm still in right today, I have 30 years. Previously, back in the early 90s, my home was broken into 3 different times.
And do you know if they ever caught anybody?
They caught 2 of the people, but I never did find out who it was.
Any negative feelings toward law enforcement because of their inability to catch all the folks involved?
No.
And you answered our question about attending a religious service at least once a week.
Yes, I go to church, every Sunday, and, some days through the week, we have service.
And are you on any ministries or do you hold any leadership positions at your church?
Yes.
What kind of ministries are you involved in?
The usher ministry.
All right, anything that we didn't talk about that you think we might want to know as it relates to your ability to serve?
No.
And you have previously served on a jury before?
Yes.
And I don't want you to tell me what the verdict was, but were you able to reach a verdict?
Well, I didn't get that far with it.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, thank you. Mr. Booker? Go ahead.
Hey, sorry.
Over here.
Everybody else gets to go here.
No.
It's okay. So, are you related to someone that works in law enforcement? No? Okay. These questionnaires, they make you, do you know someone that works in law enforcement?
No, not law enforcement, no.
Not law enforcement, okay. All right, and you indicated that you regularly get your information from the news or TV. Do you have any prior knowledge about this case from the news or TV that you're aware of?
I haven't heard about this case, no.
Okay, all right. And are you willing to apply, if you are picked as a juror, to apply anything you may learn just from the evidence that you'll hear in this case in the courtroom?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, 25. All right, juror 25, can you tell me what you do for work?
I'm a banker,
And how long have you been a banker?
roughly 20 years.
And you answered our question about spending some time on social media?
Yep.
And what kinds of things do you do on social media?
Basically everything, news, entertainment, games. Yeah, I don't watch TV, so I'm mainly on my phone.
Do you ever spend any time on YouTube?
Just listen to like church service or, play music or stuff like that.
Now, is that your church service that you stream, or do you watch?
Yes, my church service, yeah.
Okay. And you also indicate that you do attend a religious service at least once a week.
Yes, just with the church.
And are you a part of any ministries, or do you hold any leadership roles at your church?
No.
And you also indicated that you have a close friend, family member, or either you yourself has been the victim of a sexual assault.
Yes, that was my niece's friend. That was like 25 years ago in a different country.
Okay. And your niece's friend, do you know if she disclosed that to her family or law enforcement? And when you found, or when she disclosed it, was it immediate, or did it take some time for her to talk about what had happened?
I don't remember. It's been so long. I really don't remember how the time frame.
Anything about that experience with your niece's friend that would prevent you from being fair to both sides in this case?
Oh, not at all.
All right, anything we didn't cover with you? All right, thank you, ma'am.
26.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I did it.
All right, so you've worked for banking for about 20 years?
Yes, sir.
Has that been most of your adult
Yes,
employment?
sir.
Okay. And in your position, do you have the ability to hire and fire other people?
I used to.
Okay.
But I am in a new bank now because I'm from Florida here. But
Okay.
in my prior bank, I was a manager, so I was
Okay. And how many people would you generally supervise?
anywhere from 4 to 8.
4 to 8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you think you can be a fair and impartial juror in this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, now 26.
All right, jury number 26, tell me a little bit about what you do for work.
I work in the sports licensing industry,
And how long have you been in that industry?
25 years.
And you previously served on a jury?
I have,
And without telling me what the verdict was, were you able to reach a verdict?
we were.
And I believe you answered Mr. Cohney's question about subscribing or following a YouTube channel. What kinds of channels or things do you watch on YouTube?
And while I was serving as an admin for my daughter, posting videos of her, right, because she was being recruited for college for sports. She's no longer interested, so I'm no longer posting those things.
Bummer. And you also answered our question about attending some sort of religious service, maybe once a week or so. And do you hold any leadership roles?
I'm on like our admin committee.
All right, anything we didn't discuss with you that you think we may want to know as it relates to your ability to serve?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Booker?
Sports license industry, what exactly do you do?
We're like a middleman between colleges and universities and companies like Nike and Adidas that want to use their logos and put them on product.
Okay, so when Georgia wants to use whoever
We
you
make
guys
a lot of
are,
money,
do you mediate the contract between them, or how does that work?
we negotiate deals between, to sign the schools and ultimately to sign the companies that want to use their marks.
Okay. And how long have you worked in that field?
25 years. Well, in industry about 30, with the company about 25.
Okay, and do you supervise others in that position?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you indicated you were on the administrative committee, were you talking about at your church?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Is there any reason you couldn't be a fair and impartial during this case?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
27.
All right, juror number 27, I see that you are a social worker or a social worker consultant?
Consultant.
Okay, and what kinds of things do you do as a consultant?
I'm employed by the Department of Family and Children's Services. I serve as a consultant for Children's Health Care at Atlanta.
And how long have you been in that role?
13 years as a consultant, 21 years with DFACS.
And you also indicated that you subscribe to a certain YouTube channel or you watch certain things on YouTube. Did I get that right?
If I indicate it, it's very rarely.
Okay. What kinds of things do you watch on YouTube?
Music or funny pet videos.
All right, and I guess by virtue of your job, you answered Mr. Kobe's question about having a background in psychology. Was it through your job or?
No, it was just my major in college, Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, minor in social work.
Did you do any clinical hours or did you have to speak with victims or anything like that?
Not during my education. I do that now in my position.
And does it just run the gamut of just the type of victims you speak with or a particular type?
In short, I work with the child advocacy physicians at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta in their forensic evaluations for kids who have been suspected of being abused or neglected.
And you answered Mr. Booker's question about knowing someone, either a close friend or family member, who's been in an emotionally abusive relationship or a relationship where there was controlling behavior.
Controlling. That was myself. It was 25 years ago.
And did it ever turn physical?
No.
Anything about that experience that would prevent you from being fair to both sides in this case?
Absolutely not.
All right, I think that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, just a couple questions. Earlier, I believe you were the one who was clarifying my questions about having experience working with victims, I believe. And so in your current position, you work as a consultant for children, I think you indicated, right?
Yes, sir.
Is that primarily, is it older children or babies that may come in with broken bones? What range of children do you work with?
All. The population is typically nonverbal or developmentally delayed.
Okay.
So
Okay. Do you have to work with law enforcement in that position?
we collaborate with law enforcement, DBACs.
Okay. Have you ever had to testify?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever testified? How many times do you think you testified? More than 10 times?
Yes.
Okay. And when you testified, in what capacity were you testifying?
The majority of my testimony was when I was in the field as an investigator with DFACS.
Okay.
I don't testify too much nowadays. If I do, it's to corroborate what a physician is saying, so I really don't need to testify.
Okay. All right. You're saying your word is not better than the physician's?
Absolutely, I am. Yes.
Was it juvenile court that you testified in?
Both.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Are you related to someone that works in law enforcement?
My stepson is homicide detective.
Okay. What county is it?
Cherokee.
Cherokee. Okay. And does he ever talk to you about the cases he's investigating, anything like that?
We don't get to talk that much, we're both pretty busy.
Okay. All right.
We had a common case, but I mean.
Okay. Okay. Well, he's common, for sure. You know someone that is an attorney?
I do. My niece, this past the bar, started being an attorney, and then as friends with a special assistant attorney general.
Okay. What was that SAG that you worked with during your time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then your niece that just passed the bar, what kind of practice law she practices?
Employment?
Employment law? Okay. She's smart. All right. Do you think that you can be a fair and impartial juror to both sides in this case?
I have to do it every day in my job. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, 28.
Juror 28, I said you are a therapist,
I am.
and do you work in a particular field?
I have a private practice, and it ranges in terms of diagnoses, but I do work a lot with trauma.
And how long have you been a therapist?
In private practice, 10 years, 10 years, yeah.
And what about outside of private practice?
I was a school social worker for 15 years.
And you indicated that you know someone who's been in a controlling relationship or emotionally abusive relationship. Are you thinking about folks you work with or someone personal to you?
Both.
Both, okay. Let's talk about, we'll leave work to the side, but talk about the folks that are close to you. Is that yourself or someone you know or a family member?
Can we do that private?
Sure. Judge, if we could reserve
Yep.
on 28.
28, we'll follow up. Thank you. 29.
All right, juror number 29. Do you currently work outside of the home?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm an automotive painter.
And how long have you been in that role?
About 10 years.
Did you do any work prior to that?
Yeah, I was in the construction field.
And you answered our question about engaging with social media or spending time on social media?
Yes, most of the time I'm looking at car videos and listening to music and things like that.
All right, and I don't think you answered very many of our questions. Is there something that we didn't cover with you that you think we may want to know about you?
No,
Or any reason why you can't be fair to both sides in this case?
no, it's not.
Oh, I do have one question. I believe you answered Mr. Coveney's question about either you yourself, close friend or family member feels that they have not been treated fairly by the police or prosecutors or the criminal justice system.
Yes, I was accused of something that I didn't have nothing to do with back in my younger years.
And did it result in you being arrested and having to come to court?
No, I didn't.
And was it criminal in nature, what you were accused of?
Yes,
So was it something that was, you had to talk with a sergeant, or can you tell us a little bit about that?
it was like back in high school, I had a talk with the school police. It was about a situation where some people got to fight, and they thought I had something to do with it, but I didn't.
Any negative feelings toward law enforcement generally because of that experience?
No.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, jury number 29, how you doing, sir?
How you doing?
Not too bad. Didn't answer many questions. I think you answered that you have a friend or family member that's an attorney. You know someone that's an attorney?
Yes, I do. I have a